My image defines my worth.
I must stay positive.
I'm fine.
No one cares.
I am unlovable.
I must do it
My
alone.
story isn't important.
It's okay to be honest. I am enough.
Somebody cares.
I do not have to do this alone.
I am imperfectly perfect.
My beauty comes from within.
My voice matters.
I am loved. It's okay to not be okay.
My story has value.
Today, we are going to have a little conversation here with us about the lie that we tend to believe and tell ourselves, that I am not enough. And we have kind of started this conversation off camera a little bit about how we've all felt at times that we're not enough. And I was wondering if one of you wanted to jump in and kind of share a little example of that, and we can break that down together.
Yeah, so I feel like for the age that we're all at, you know, we're in high school and we're in middle school, and everybody expects so much of us.
Mm-hmm. And when you feel that feeling of it being too much, I saw some nods kind of from all of us on that. When you feel that feeling of it feeling too much and the pressure that it adds, how does that affect you in feeling, and this is for anybody here, but how does that affect you in feeling if you're enough or not?
I mean, I think that a lot of the time, like, you just feel like you don't cut it, kind of. Like I'm not as good as everyone else. And sometimes it's really hard to recognize that, like, everyone is struggling. And sometimes it feels like the pressure they put on you, that either it's only being put on you or you're the only person that doesn't feel like that's a lot of pressure. And it's hard for everyone. And I feel like it's, like, not talked about a lot. And so that's what makes it so hard, is that there's so much pressure and you don't know how to deal with that because you don't talk about it and you don't.
Yeah, it's passed on, and it's almost like an audition. Like, if you're auditioning for a role and you don't get it, like, you're gonna compare yourself to the other person who got it, and and if you're insecure about something, that can really bother you and change you.
And continues to feed that lie.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of pressure on being a teenager and being a kid to grow up and become something that not only your parents want you to be, but also just like that society puts this expectation that you have a job and you have a family and you're successful and you go to college and all this stuff, when really not everyone's like that. And you don't have to be successful, and you don't have to go to college in order to be successful, and you don't have to get great grades in order to be successful.
Yeah, and I think, like, one of the things we talked about too is your value of being enough, acknowledging that you are enough for who you are is important, and that doesn't take away from that we still try to, be the best versions of ourselves. But when we don't live up to a certain expectation, doesn't all of a sudden take that away and make us not enough. Yeah, Liam, you had to.
Yeah, I think that going back to what Ryder said, everybody thinks that when you said that audition thing, immediately you always think of the worst, and you just always think of the worst case scenario, and you always compare yourself and you think negatively of yourself, so you never think you're enough. But you always are. You're enough to accomplish what you want, and it's a social stigma that you think that you never belong.
Mm-hmm. And what are some things for you all that are helpful? Like, I don't think this is a journey, and we'll say this a lot throughout these 10 days, I don't think this is a journey that has like an A and B point, and we are, we're showing people how to get from A to B, but more saying, hey, we're all on this journey, right? So maybe there isn't like a way that this closes off of like, now I know I'm enough, but like, what are ways that have helped you along this journey and within this journey?
I mean, I think you have to, like, focus on yourself, and sometimes, like, it is important to be with others and help others, but I think sometimes we get so caught up in that we, like, step back for a minute and we're like, wait, like, this entire week I haven't, like, taken care of myself. And yes, you've, like, brushed your teeth and put on clothes, but, like, doing things that make you happy for yourself, not for other people. And you don't have to share that with other people, but doing something that, like, makes you happy, so that, like, you don't have to fake it till you make it, so that you can just enjoy it. And then you can focus on the things that you need to do.
Yeah.
I definitely think another thing that would help you get through it would be looking back on yourself and like realizing how far you've come in life, and realizing like be proud of yourself, because I mean, like, it's hard. Like you were saying before we turned on the cameras, it's like a roller coaster. You have ups and downs all the time. And so just looking back on those small moments and being proud of yourself will really help.
Yeah, like realizing how much you've changed and gotten better.
I think like I like to call it like mini wins. So like at the end of every day, like maybe today I didn't get first place in that race, but I woke up and I went there even though I was nervous. And so sometimes instead of like just like picking yourself apart and thinking, okay, I didn't do this good and I didn't do this good. Maybe you didn't become the president today, but that doesn't matter. You can still think, okay, I woke up today. I got dressed today. I did so many things, and I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so proud of myself, because just picking yourself apart, it's not going to get you anywhere.
In doing those things, continues to reinforce the value that you have and the value you bring to the world and those around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know this is going to sound cliche because we're doing it right now, but this church and the group that you're in definitely helps you with the thinking that you're never enough. You know in this group and with groups and your friends that you are enough because you're in this group and you have friends and you're enough.
Yeah, that goes back to being with other people and finding the people that help you, not staying with people because they're cool and popular. It's finding the people who trust you and are always there for you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for this conversation. Thank you for digging into this, and like I said, being vulnerable in the moments of knowing that we're all on this journey, right? And that we get to open up this conversation for others to be involved in and know that it's okay to talk about these things. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. May this be the beginning of conversations that you have at home or at work or at school, at church, wherever it is that you go. May you have conversations around knowing that you are enough. Know that as you have these conversations, as you continue to help break the stigma around the silence of mental health, know that if you or someone you know is in an extreme situation or in danger, that you always seek professional help. And I just want to clarify, it's always right to seek professional help, because we can't get through this alone. We can do this together. We're here to help these conversations start, but also to let you know that there are many, many resources, and you can find those on our website and in other places as well that we will link to. But please know that you are enough. You are enough to those around you, and you are enough for exactly who you are. We'll see you tomorrow.